thank you so much for coming onto your mats again today. This is going to be a yin practice, which is actually one of my favourite styles of yoga. Having been a crazy Ashtangi at some point, I'm now totally obsessed with yin. It's a lot deeper, more interospective practice. We work mainly through our deeper myofascia and into the joint capsule itself, rather than working just kind of muscularly. So it's definitely about improving flexibility, improving length and tone in the body as well. It's also a really reflective practice. You know that I always like to theme practices as well in classes, so the theme of this practice is one of our, I suppose, do's and don'ts of the yogic lifestyle, and that is Santosha. And that really means having, I suppose, having contentment in ourselves and in our daily lives. So it's about accepting what we have and knowing really that yoga in itself isn't necessarily about meeting conditions and meeting goals. Instead, it's just about accepting what we're given and what we have and working with that. So it's perfect for a yin practice. So in that sense, we're going to be working physically today, doing a lot of back extension work. And so counter poses for that are going to be our forward folds and our twists as well. So we're going to work through those back extensions through the lower back, as well as through the mid and upper back, and we're going to counter pose those as we go. So we're actually going to start on our backs in pontoon. So for this posture, if you'd like to take a blanket, if you'd like to take a cushion, or even use a block, you're welcome to. And that's going to go straight under our bum to start off with. As we drop the head back, and then as it goes under the bum, you're going to find your sacrum. So kind of that little like bony part just before we hit, or part of the lower back. Extending the legs all the way out in front, turning the palms to face up, letting the feet drop nice and wide, closing down the eyes. And whilst we're not going to take any specific pranayama to start our practice, we're definitely going to bring our awareness to our breath. Just noticing how the breath feels, whether it's shallow, whether the belly can rise and fall in this posture. Closing down the eyes if that feels good. Of course, if the block is too much at any point, you're welcome to take a pillow or cushion, perhaps even if you have a bolster at home instead. But really here, let the limbs go nice and heavy. So notice your shoulders, notice your arms, your fingertips if you're holding onto them, and your shoulders are right up by your ears. Notice if your hips are relaxing and if they're gently rolling out. Close down the eyes again if you haven't. Let the fingertips naturally curl. We're just going to slowly breathe into this posture. And in this posture, we're going to start to take a moment to scan the body. So from the tips of the toes, letting them just release. Noticing the balls of the feet, the arch of the foot, the heel of the foot, breathing in, exhaling out of the nose or out of the mouth, releasing and letting go. Bringing your awareness into your ankles, into into your shins, scanning the whole of the lower leg and up to the knee. Breathing in. And on the exhale, allowing the lower leg just to soften, to release, to relax. Bringing your awareness into your thighs, the backs, the hamstrings, the front, your quadriceps, into your hip flexors, front of the thigh and round to the outer thigh and to your bum muscles. Just noticing how they feel, if there's any tightness, if there's any resistance. Breathing in. And on the exhale, allowing the hips to release, to let go. And bringing your awareness on the next inhalation into your belly center, into your lower back, your chest, to your middle back, to your upper back and your shoulders. And then when you're ready, on the next exhale, just allowing them to release. So perhaps you're holding on and you're rounding the shoulders. Perhaps just lift yourself up and out and drop yourself back down. Awareness into your arms, your elbows, and then into your wrists and your fingertips. Inhale, and on the exhale, allow your fingertips, your arms to just release, relax. Finally, bring your awareness to the back of the head, to the neck, the jaw, to your lips, your nose, your cheekbones, your eyes, to your forehead and then the crown of your head. Inhale a full breath all the way to the very top. And on the exhale, let the whole body relax. Find softness in your breath. And then slowly start to bring a little bit more life to the body. From there, you're going to start to slide your right heel in towards you. Again, know that you can move onto a cushion, onto a blanket. You're then going to slide your left foot in. So you're actually going to come into a butterfly leg, but stay up into pontoon. Hands are nice and heavy underneath you. The chest is lifting, so you have this lower back extension. And again, if that's too much, know that you can lower down. You can lose the block, or you can lose your cushion, your pillow, and just come into our Baddha Konasana, our butterfly. And we're just going to hold here. So let gravity do its work to open the hips, open the inner thigh. And if you would like to take a mantra, or perhaps you have any affirmations for these poses, just going to come back to a really simple Sanskrit word or phrase of Soham. I am. Knowing that you are enough. As Santosha tells us, just to be content with who we are, what lifestyle we have. I know that you can move the legs at any point. Try to just ease into this, so use your breath. There's always going to be some resistance, and this is the perfect time to see what comes up, what's going on, where your resistance is, especially in the hips. We hold a lot of emotions, a lot of past thoughts, future worries within our hips. So here's the moment in the present just to hold and just be with any of those thoughts, intentions, ideas. Let them come up and let them melt away. Slowly start to place fingertips underneath the thighs. Very slowly start to draw those thighs together. As you do that, you're going to tuck the tailbone under. You notice we've been here for quite a long time, so that extension through the back will be quite strong. So again, know if you'd like to, you can change to a cushion, to a pillow. From there, we're going to take our half saddle. So we're going to draw that right leg underneath. And again, you might need to just lift to be able to do that instead. And then keeping that left leg up, we're going to hold. So this is a really strong stretch with the front of our thigh, our quadricep, into our hip flexors. Try and keep the hips balanced. You're welcome to place something underneath the foot, a cushion perhaps, or just to let the leg hang. Hands onto the hips, onto the belly, or again, just allow those palms to face down or face up. Whatever works for you. This left side is just balancing us and is just helping us to stay in this posture. Got a strong posture for the knee as well. The knee's in full flexion, so be mindful of that. There's always the option of placing clothing, a blanket behind the knee joint to shorten or to just restrict that range slightly. And you might find that you just have one of those moments, an aha moment, where you let go of the hips, you let go of the glutes, the bum muscles, and you just find that sink. And you somehow level out a little bit more. When you're ready, slowly start to just bring a little bit of life back into that right foot. So wiggle the toes, sliding the foot through, or perhaps lifting to enable you to release. You're welcome just to tuck again and just to see how the lower back feels in this posture. Reminder, we've been here for quite a long time, so if you need to readjust, you can. From there, ground down through that right foot and begin to peel that left foot back. And again, you can roll the calf muscle out just slightly to give yourself some space. Notice if the sides feel different, if you're slightly more tense through one side or if there's a bit more restriction. I definitely have imbalanced hips, hip flexors and psoas muscles, so notice how different the sides feel if they do. Notice if you're holding through the shoulders or if you can just relax those. Sometimes it's nice to turn the palms to face down. It's a little bit more introspective. Turning yourself inwards. Closing down the eyes at any point. When you're ready, just gently releasing that left side. Taking a moment to just gently hold. From there, you're going to lift just enough to be able to move that block to the side. And again, be really mindful as you lower onto the lower back. So we're just going to hold and let the legs settle in this posture just for a moment, keeping the lower back nice and flat. And then one by one, start to draw the knees in. And you should really feel that in the lower back. So it's getting a nice stretch out. Move from side to side. From there, plant the hands down, keep the knees together, and gently roll just into a very simple spinal twist. So knee on top of knee if you can, palms to face down just to guide you. If you can, try and keep that left shoulder down, but don't worry too much. We're just working through the lower back. Breathing in, breathing out. When you're ready, lifting through the legs and work down through those palms and draw, perhaps even hike the hips and draw yourself over through to the left. Knee on top of knee and place the hand down. So from this posture, you're welcome to lift yourself up to sitting. If you prefer to draw yourself back through center first and just massage out the lower back that little bit more, take your time to do that, and then when you're ready, cross the ankles and gently lift yourself all the way up through to sitting. From there, just going to come into butterfly, just taking a forward fold. Taking hold of the feet, a little bit more of a diamond shape, chin to chest, round through the spine and drop yourself forwards. Again, if you have a cushion, perhaps a block, and you'd like to, you can place your forehead down. Chin coming into chest, and once you've found just a new release, perhaps the edge of your stretch, draw yourself that little bit further down. Slowly roll up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, and roll yourself over onto all fours. As you come onto all fours, you're going to drop yourself down from there, just onto the one right arm, and then the left arm is going to come forwards. Bowing the head down, try and reach those fingertips away. If you'd like to, you can make a fist with the hand on the right side for the forehead to place on, or you can drop the hand down. The hips are nice and high. If you have sensitive knees, you can always roll a blanket for the knees, or take a fold in your mat. a nice posture for moving into more of the thoracic spine, the upper back, for the shoulder blades, and to open at the front of the body, the chest, the armpit. Know that you can hit pause and you can stay here for as long as you like. And when you're ready, begin to slide that hand in and just switch. The left hand can come down first. Palms fairly wide, but not too much weight through this left arm. Begin to slide that right hand forwards. Drop yourself down, forehead, third eye to the back of the hand. Or make a fist, drawing the earth closer. Know that you can always use a block as well for the head in this posture if you see you're not able to get so low. Take your time to breathe into this pose as you stretch again through the upper back, the armpit, the chest. Finding that softness in your breath. And when you're ready, you're going to slide the forearm down, reach the other forearm through and drop your hips down through into Sphinx pose. Legs nice and wide. Elbows, shoulders aligned, palms facing down, creating space for the lower back, the belly to lift. Shoulders away from the ears. If you'd like any extra, you can turn your thumbs to face forwards, fingertips away and lift into your seal pose. Remember the eyes of the elbows to turn forwards. Taking the legs as wide as you'd like to. The wider they are, the less intense. Try to release the hips, the bum muscles in this pose. And know you can always come down, back through Sphinx or into that horizontal version. Lowering the belly that little bit further. Chin ever so slightly into chest. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And now you're going to begin to straighten through the right arm as you lower yourself down. Lifting onto the left fingertips, bending through the left knee, lifting through the hip, and then drawing that hip all the way over, coming down to the fingertips. Just taking a little bit of a rotation, opening, coming onto the toes as much as possible and opening through the knee. I'm not going to be here too long. Slowly drawing yourself back down, working through the leg, releasing, sliding yourself back through to Sphinx. And working through the other side. So left arm reaches, right fingertips, you come up, the head drops to the side, bend through the right knee, begin to lift through the hip, and roll yourself, dropping your toes behind you. Again, you can use a block a cushion to balance on, and then try to open up that knee. Let the head hang heavy, no resistance through the underneath leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Keeping the head nice and heavy. Keep drawing that knee out. And when you're ready, allow the knee to drop in. Roll yourself all the way back through center. Sliding the hands back through into your sphinx. Feet as wide as you'd like. If you want to come back through to seal one last time, take your time. Knowing that you can always come down at any point. And when you're ready, lowering yourself down. Turning the toes under, lifting yourself up. Backing down as a counter pose into child's pose. Again, we're not going to be here too long. Then this child's pose, you're going to lace the fingertips behind you, placing them onto the lower back, drawing those elbows round. Slowly begin to roll up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, rolling the shoulders back and down. We're going to come into a variation of fish with butterfly legs. So if you have a blanket that you prefer to roll up or a bolster, you're welcome to take that. Perhaps using instead cushions for the lower back. So you can start with the feet spread wide if that feels good, or you can draw them straight through into Baddha Konasana, butterfly. From there, whatever you have is going to come right up close towards you. And the aim here is to get something right between your shoulder blades, or at the sort of that dorsal fin area, to then drop yourself all the way round and back onto, to allow the head to drop back. And from there, either the arms can come back behind as well, or the palms can come forwards, onto the thighs, underneath the thighs, work with what feels good. There's an opening here through our throat. Back extension through the lower back. Close down the eyes if you haven't already. Again, if this is too much for the lower back, at any point you can release. Staying here for as long as you like, using this as your restorative pose. To loose the legs and draw them together, taking the feet wide, the knees together, hands facing down on the belly into mermaid legs as you continue to take the extension through the lower back. to our theme of Santosha. And what it means to you. You're welcome to stay here if you would prefer. Begin to lift chin to chest. Perhaps use the hands to draw yourself up. Coming through round in the back. Or coming into a spinal twist if that's in your practice. And that seems better for your back today. If you want to take that round, you're welcome to. Make your way down to your back. If you need those spinal twists, perhaps cross the legs. Take the hands through to cactus or into a T. Even crossing the legs over this time and dropping yourself down to the side. Back through center and taking your cross through the other side. Of course, you're welcome to stay into that variation of fish, supported fish pose. Perhaps even just coming into your Shavasana. And then when you're ready, releasing all the way down, surrendering into your Shavasana pose. Taking your time wherever you are, perhaps now is the time to keep the back nice and flat. To draw the knees together and draw your hands onto your belly, or even extend through the legs. If you would prefer to take a seated meditation, you're welcome to rise and lift up, or stay in your variation of Shavasana. Knowing there's nowhere to be, there's nowhere to go. Perfect in this moment, you can release. Stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. Or making your way slowly into a comfortable seat. Take your time wherever you are. Keeping the eyes closed or the gaze turning down. Palms facing down. And finally returning to a mantra, perhaps an affirmation that you have today. If you'd like to turn to the mantra of So Hum. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. Feeling contentment for where you are. There's no competition with yourself, with anybody else. When you're ready, dropping chin into chest. Slowly making your way to a comfortable seat. Drawing your thumbs to your sternum, the fingertips gently pressing away. Namaste Mudra. ending our class with one single sound of Om. Inhale. Exhale out of the nose or the mouth. Inhale to Om. Living your life to its fullest, embracing your life with passion, bowing to the divine in each and every one of you, and saying thank you again for coming onto your mat. Namaste.